Hi everyone, it's time for another art project with Ford House. Now this week I read the book Be a Maker in front of Josephine Ford's Playhouse at Ford House. And this is what is inspiring our art project today. The reason I chose this story to read is because it's all about using your imagination, being creative and having amazing problem solving skills, and being a part of your community, just like the Fords were. Now, the project can't be about being in your community right now, given that we are still in COVID situations. But what I'd like you to do is think about ways that you can help right now, be it picking up trash in your neighborhood, be sure to wear gloves, or maybe donating food to your local food bank. Be sure to check out all sorts of different resources and organizations in your community to see how you can help. In the meantime, we're going to use our imagination and our amazing creative problem-solving skills to create a homemade kaleidoscope. This is going to be using supplies you find all around your house, and there are a lot of supplies. So after this clip of the video, you'll see a supply list, and all of our supplies are listed on the instructions that you can download as well. So, all of our supplies. We need a ruler, scissors, pencil, hole punch, hot glue. You can use Elmer's, but I find that hot glue is a stronger bond. You'll need some tape, clear plastic. Now I'm using a tomato container, but the clear plastic that's on the bottom and the top that's smooth is going to be perfect. You can also use a fruit container, like something that strawberries would come in. You'll need either a paper towel roll or a toilet paper roll. You'll need some translucent beads or sequins, something that's translucent that you have around your house. I would suggest something that has a lot of color in it. You'll need some cardboard pieces, some foil. Now, instead of cardboard and foil, if you have some reflective scrapbooking paper, use that. You'll also need some cardstock, and to decorate the tube, maybe some colored pencils or markers, or you can use some scrapbook paper or construction paper. Today, I think I'm gonna use some colorful tape. Now, like I said, after this clip, there'll be a supply list, and our supply list is on the instructions. I'm gonna go ahead and let you get everything all together, and then we'll come back together and we'll explain how just a plain old paper towel roll is going to turn into a brightly colored kaleidoscope, just like in our story. All right, it's time to start our project. What you want to do is you want to take the roll that you're going to use and you want to put it on the edge of the clear plastic and kind of loosely trace it as best as you can, and then trace it again. I would suggest decorating at the end, only because you'll be able to cover this stuff up. So put the roll to the side and cut out our circles. And you'll notice these circles aren't perfect because the tube wasn't perfect. It was in paper towels, and so it's been meshed and mooshed. So the circles are not perfect on the edge. Okay. So, I've got my two clear circles. What we're gonna do is we're gonna take one of them and we're gonna hot glue it to the edge of the roll. Now, my hot glue is just off to the side, so I'm going to go glue and then I'll be back. All right, so I've glued that. You'll notice that the glue is a little all over the place, and that is because I wanted to make mine very unique, so I put the plastic down in the wrong spot, and then I had to move it. So when you do this step, make sure you have the plastic aligned a little better than I did. Now, stand your tube up. Now my camera won't be able to get the full tube, but what I'm gonna do, I'm going to take some of my beads and put them in the bottom. Hot glue is already dried. It's pretty fast, so that's good. All right, I think I can take a few more in there. You want to make sure that no matter what, the beads can still move. I'm going to just try to find the happy medium. There we go. Now you'll take this circle and you'll put it in. Now, I've already can tell it's not gonna quite fit. But what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna push with the ruler. And if it truly doesn't fit, then trim it just a little. You want it to be tight though. So I'm just gonna trim just a little off the sides. All right. All right, and then use the ruler, like I said, to kind of push it down. All right, so once that's in place, it's time for our cardboard. So I've already pre-cut my cardboard to the length of the full tube. And what I'm gonna do is take one piece and put it all the way down till it's barely touching the plastic. And you see it's hanging over. So I'm going to make a mark on it. And I'm gonna know I need to trim off just a little bit. And you'll also notice it's pretty wide. So I also need to trim, perfect. That is absolutely perfect. Trim a little off because I need these three pieces to form a triangle that goes inside here. Now, some things to keep in mind. You want the plastic at the bottom to be pretty loose in there because you still want the beads to be able to move. It's a kaleidoscope. So, when you are making this, you want the cardboard to just be shorter than just the inside of the top of the tube without putting too much pressure on the circle that you've put inside the tube. Now, I'm going to go ahead and finish taking my cardboard pieces, trimming them both length and width to fit as a perfect triangle in here. Once I have them in the right shape for the tube that I'm using, then I'm going to wrap them in foil. And you'll notice that the foil, there's a dull side and then there's an extra shiny side. This is the side you want in the center. So you'll wrap in the length, wrap this, and then fold the sides. What I'm going to do, like I said, I'm going to go ahead and trim my cardboard to fit the tube I'm using. You do the same, and then I'll come back and show you how I wrapped it in the foil. Okay, so I have two of my pieces of cardboard wrapped with the shiniest side of the foil that will be eventually in the middle of the triangle. They should look like kind of big sticks of gum. Now I've taped here just to make sure the foil stays nice and flat, and then I've taped here because I'm going to make these into a triangle, and this makes it easier to tape them. So I'll put them to the side. I've got one more piece that I've got to wrap, so I'll show you how I do it. Kind of like wrapping a birthday present. Although I have to admit, I'm not that great at wrapping a birthday present. Fold it down. Okay. I'm going to get some tape and just stick it in the middle. And then we're going to line them up. And we're going to have way too much tape. Just put a little bit aside. There we go. One more. And then you're going to fold it into a triangle. Just a little bit more tape. And that is what we'll put inside our tube. And you'll see it fits just to the top. Now it's time to make a cover, because you don't want to put your eye against that. So we're going to put cardstock right here. All right, so I'm going to trace the bottom with my pencil and cut this out. All right, so we're going to put it over the top, and we're going to use glue, but you need a hole there first. That is what, so kind of put it up against it and you'll feel where the center is, and that's where you will hole punch. What I would suggest doing is just do a few to make the hole. Just like that. So I'm going to go ahead and glue this in place. And while I'm gluing that in place, I'm also going to decorate the tube. You can use cardstock, you can use some patterned scrapbook paper, colored pencils, markers. You'll notice my tube has a lot of glue residue. So what I'm going to do today is use some tape. Just some craft tape I have, all the different colors. And so I'm gonna decorate, I'm gonna glue, and I'll come back and show you the finished product. So here's the finished product. Now I went ahead and taped all the way up to the edge just for a little added security. And I don't know if I can get the camera angle right, but you might just be able to see the beads at the bottom through the eye hole. But there you go. There's your finished product. Think about what other things you might have around the house that you could upcycle into a new toy or something that you might use outside when you're playing. Be sure to check out forwardhouse.org for more information on all of our programs and our grounds being opened, and for one more story time next week. Bye, everyone.